Hello, welcome to my new reading log. I'm starting with Tamon B-side volume 3 and 4. And so Tamon is in a famous boy band, and then one day he meets a housekeeper and he found out that she's actually one of the biggest fan, and her name is Konishita. And ever since then they have this interesting friendship because Tamon has a very low self-esteem. He's very negative, and so Konishita is always rooting for him, encouraging him to do his best. Now, in the last volume, they're competing for the new center position, and so in these volumes, we get to find out who's the new center person. Currently, it was Tamon, and so, but no matter what happens, Kinoshita is always rooting for Tamon. She's always driving him to, do his best. And of course, Tamon is just very happy to have Kinoshita around. And that is why this other character named Ori, he's part of the boy band, always feels jealous because they have this really interesting friendship again because, Kinoshita, she's just very caring towards Tamon, and I think Ori wants the same thing as well. So we also get to meet another boy band named Kito. He's actually the leader. He found out that Kinoshita's been hanging around with Tamon, and of course he doesn't like that because he thinks fans are just crazy and will just ruin everything. But he's actually wrong because the manager knew all about their friendship, and so the manager decided to invite her to do a work trip with them because I think it's good for Tamon, because Konishita always bring positive outlook for Tamon. And so she goes on this work trip. She does her best. She works really hard. But of course, she's very happy being on this work trip because seeing Tamon at work, it's probably one of her biggest dream. And so, but of course, Kito has his insecurities about Kinoshita. I think eventually, he'll realize that Kinoshita is good for Tamon because Kinoshita brings so much good things for Tamon, and Tamon loves her being around. For the rest of the trip, of course, you got your moments. They had some hiccups. You got your fights as well, and some bickering here and there. And yeah, I think Kinoshita is just so very lucky to be there also. And yeah, overall the story is not bad. I've been enjoying it. It does take time to get the hang of it, and at the same time, Tamon, he's very depressed, where sometimes it can be a lot, and so I feel like there might be some trigger warning reading this manga. I definitely recommend do some research if it's something that you want to read. And so looking forward to read more of Tamon B-side, and we'll see if Konishita's and Tamon's friendship will blossom. So just finished this BL manga and isekai. The Other World's books depend on the bean counter, volume 2. So in the last volume, our main character Kondo wasn't feeling well because he was taking too much tonics, and he was saved by Captain Arish. And in order for him to save him, he had to do something different, more like physically. I think I mentioned that. And so in this volume 2, Kondo is fine. He's feeling better. However, I think he's very addicted to tonics. And so now Captain Arish is looking after him, making sure he's doing well and not overworking, because Kondo is very obsessed and addicted to his work. But at the same time, I think it just makes him happy. And it's quite funny because Kondo, he doesn't mind that Captain Arish is looking for him. However, he doesn't like the fact that he's controlling his life too much. And so he would take him to lunch and dinner and then kind of follow him around, make sure he doesn't go back to that store and grab more tonics. We also find out that most of the food in this world, they have this thing called magic cues. And so Kondo's body hasn't gotten used to it, and so he has to watch out what he eats. And so yeah, it's a really nice BL isekai. Captain Arish is just so adorable that he's taking care of Kondo, but at the same time, I think he probably likes Kondo. However, Kondo said it out loud that he doesn't like younger people, and now Arish is thinking a lot of things, whether what he should do, because I think he really likes Kondo. Now, Kondo works for the Department of, I think, Finance. And so right now he's just trying to figure out a lot of budget because other departments are requesting for, certain budgets. However, he can't always accept that because the kingdom is actually not doing well when it comes to finance. Most of their finance goes to fixing the area because they have this thing called miasma. It's kind of ruining the kingdom, and it is someone's job to get rid of this miasma. And when Kondo entered this parallel, it was actually an accident. They actually summoned this girl and then suddenly Kondo thought that she was, getting sucked up and wanted to help out, but as it turned out, she was summoned, and so now it's her job to save the kingdom, and so she's still learning her magic, so it's been kind of taking a while. Overall, it's just a really funny isekai BL. I love it. I think it's just interesting how Kondo is being taking care of a younger knight, and at the same time, in order for Captain Aris to really like help him or heal him, he has to do something kind of physically, more like, let's just say he kissed him so that way he can feel better instead of taking tonics. Even though the tonics does help Kondo like feel better, it's actually very deadly because it has a lot of magical, and yeah, that is why Captain Aris is always like watching him. And in the last couple pages, he was about to leave and he was talking to, I think, I'm not sure if he was the prince, but oh my god, someone was behind him. It looks like he was about to get attacked, and so I'm like, no. So definitely left a cliffhanger, and I can't wait to read volume 3. It is one of my goals to read like a manhwa and a webtoon for my reading log, and so today I chose the Abandoned Empress. This is volume 1. Now the storytelling, the way it's written is very different. I'm not used to it. It's very like high class, very high monarchy style of, storyteller. And so we have this 17-year-old girl named Arista. Now she was supposed to be the empress. However, another girl show up, happened to be the prophecy that the emperor was supposed to get married to, and so now she became a consort. So now the new girl is the new empress. Ever since the new girl appeared, the emperor has been very cold to Arista. He doesn't like her at all, and then one day a lot of things happen. Like Arista actually had a miscarriage, and then eventually the empress was also pregnant. However, something happened to her. Apparently they think Arista's father attacked her, and now her father is charged with treason, and so Arista was trying to plead with Mercy to stop his sentences. However, it was already too late because the father was already killed because the emperor is that evil, and so she got so pissed up she decided to attack him, and now she's charged with treason, and so she was sentenced to death. However, when she woke up, she is now a 10-year-old girl instead of 17-year-old. So it's not an isekai. I think she just traveled back in time. It's very similar to Stepmother Martian because it happened to her. She traveled back in time. So basically now she's trying to make a new life, different from her past, try something different, and kind of be more outspoken. That this time she really doesn't want to get married to the emperor, and so I think she's giving a chance to kind of like figure out what she can do before her future self will happen again. And yeah, this story is really not bad. It has a lot of potential. I'm just not used to the way it's written, so sometimes I get confused or I am having a hard time comprehending, but other than that, I'm enjoying it. I'm curious what she's gonna do next because right now she's having fun. She's more open to her father. She has a better relationship with her father because in the past there was no relationship. The father was always busy. He wasn't there for her. And she made a friend, which is really, really nice. And so, yeah, I can't wait to read more of this. I'm not sure if this is already a finished manhwa. I think there's already like over 10 volumes, I believe. And so, yeah, looking forward to read more of this manhwa. Since this is a manhwa, of course, it's going to be colored. A really nice illustration, very high quality. Yeah, I'm gonna give this manhwa another chance because it has potential. So this is her 10-year-old self, and this is her 17-year-old self, and this is the emperor and the new girl. But of course, that happens in the future. But now she's in the past trying to have a better life, and so can't wait to read more of this manhwa called The Abandoned Empress. Okay, I'm gonna do a little update with Kohashi. The last time I read up to 36 chapters. I'm actually now 128 chapters. There's a total so far 158, and so I've been taking my time, so this way I'm not rushing it, and this way I don't have to like wait around because it is a weekly manga for now. And so now Ron, of course, his biggest enemy is the Moriarty family. I think I mentioned that he is part Moriarty and Holmes. The fact that the Moriarty is very evil, they pretty much control a lot of the crimes around the world, and they're also testing Ron's ability to kill. However, Ron is not that type of person. Now, Ron does face to face with Milo Moriarty. He was currently the head. Something happened to him between when he was face to face with Ron. Now, that scene and that part of the story was very brutal. A lot of people got injured, and so Ron finally cleared his case because he was framed 5 years ago of killing, and then we get to find out who actually framed him and who killed these bad guys. And so that was like a big shock. I took some guesses, but I was wrong. And then he actually went back to the Blue Academy, and so he traveled from Japan to England with Ishiki. That was kind of cool. I guess he didn't graduate after the incident, and so now that he's finally graduated, he can finally take the exam to get his license. However, his license has been getting postponed because a lot of the detectives around the world has been gone missing and getting killed at the same time because there's a new leader from the Moriarty family. So I won't say who it is because it was also another shock. And yeah, that was kind of sucked that now Ron has to wait until everything clears up, because since he's part of Moriarty, they think he's probably affiliated to the missing detectives. And so during when they were staying in England, of course, he went back to school. There was a case. Whenever Ron and Ishiki go to certain places, it's never felt like a relaxation because there's always a case. So of course, when he went back to school, something happened. Now that part was horrible. It was very brutal because this involves with students. And of course, since there's a case and a murder, yeah, you probably can picture that. And so that was not a happy part of the story because sadly, students and then murdered. And so of course they were able to solve that case, and it was also revealed whoever was doing all the murder in this school was the new head of the Moriarty family. So that was a big shock. So Ron and Ishiki went back to Japan. Of course, there was more new cases, and now they're actually protecting a detective that's part of Blue Academy. Well, he's an alumni. He's being targeted by the Moriarty family because right now I think the main goal for the head of the Moriarty family is to get rid of as much of detectives around the world. These missing detectives are affiliated with this world organization for like one of the best for detectives, and that is why the Moriarty probably wants to get rid of it because they're gonna be in their way. And so yeah, I've been really liking Kon Generic. It's just been so much fun, a very fun mystery manga, and in my opinion, I feel like it's very underrated. So if you get a chance, please read it. If not, the anime is available now. I actually found out online that it's available in French, German, and Spanish, and so please one day I hope it will be in English. But it's just some wishful thinking. And so yeah, looking forward to read more of Kon Generic and see where the story goes. And hopefully one day he will get his license. It sucks that he can't do any deduction out loud, but thanks to Ishiki, he's been really helpful doing it for him. And so yeah, can't wait for more of Kon Generic. So of course I started another series. This one's called Kon Generic Romance. I read 1 and 2. So far, the story is really good. There's just a big mystery about our main character because she found a picture that happens to be her, but she has no memories. And let's just start from the beginning. So we got the main character named Reku. She works at a realtor office with Kudo, and there's also a manager or a boss. Anyway, Kudo and Reku are both co-workers. They hang out, they eat together, they drink together. Then one day she discovered a picture of them together in his drawer, and she has no memories. And whether she had amnesia or not, who knows? They live in Kowloon walled city. It did exist before, but it was demolished, I think, back in 1994. And so it's just now called Kowloon. It is located in Hong Kong. Now, Kowloon Walled City was demolished because it's probably due from safety. It's very cramped, and I guess the living situation was not very, good, and so I think that's why it was probably demolished. I think they removed the wall, as I recall. Anywho, Reku, yeah, she has no memories about this picture. Apparently they were engaged. So one day Reku and Kudo went to a restaurant that apparently they've been before, or they had their engagement party, because one of the waiter knew about that picture, and then suddenly he quit. Like, he suddenly quit after that picture. So now we don't know exactly what happened between Reku and Kudo. And Kudo actually transferred from Japan in this branch. And now this story also involves with like new developments, as well as new businesses keeps opening in the area. And there was this business that involves about like beauty, and she decided to go there because she wanted to get some procedures done. However, the doctor was acting strange towards her, and she was not very happy the way he was acting, and so she didn't want to proceed with her appointment. And then after that, the doctor was saying, oh, at least she's alive and doing well. Now that is another mystery. It feels like maybe he knows her. Yeah, very, very strange, and a lot of mystery. And then this doctor decided to visit her office because he was planning to open a clinic in Kowloon. And then after that meeting, of course, it didn't go well as well. He did something to her. He basically kissed her, which was like out of nowhere. And Kudo was so pissed off. And yeah, the volume ended like that. Now, this is rated mature because there is some explicit scene. And yeah, it's not bad. It's very subtle, but at the same time, it's definitely for like, adult reader, because our main character, she's in her 30s. Anyway, really, really good manga, and I can't wait to read more and find out what is really going on with our main character. Does she really have amnesia? Does she come from another world? I don't know, I'm just taking a wild guess. So there is some explicit scenes, so I'm gonna do my best to flip some pages for you guys. Now, the illustration here is so good. I love it. It's very detailed. I'm enjoying it. I'm just in awe looking at the illustration. Okie dokie, that's our main character, Riko. Sometimes she wears glasses, sometimes she doesn't. But yeah, that is Kudo, as you can see. Now, she slowly have feelings for him, but ever since she discovered that picture, now it's just like a big mystery. And so yeah, looking forward to read more of this. Oh my god, it's so good. Now, I thought this was gonna be just like a slice of life about romance or office life, but no, there's more to it. And yeah, can't wait to read more. Just so good. I'm so excited for this. This one's called Nicola Traveling Around the Demon World. I read volume 2. I have this manga for a while now. I finally got a chance to read it. Oh my god, it's just a big fantasy full of adventure. Now we have our main character named Nicola. She's actually human and a witch. However, she ended up in this demon world and she doesn't remember how, and then suddenly a peddler or a merchant traveler found her named Simon, and ever since they've been having this nice bond, going on an adventure. Now Simon, he likes to find unique, rare, antique stuff that he wants to resell it for better price. And yeah, now since Nicola is human, sometimes she has to really run away from the authority, like the soldier, because if they found someone traveling from another world, they like to question them and I guess find some answer. And so time to time she does run away from the soldier, but most of the time, like, the people in this world are actually nice. They meet all different walks of life, from demons, all type of other creatures, elves. And then she actually met Simon's father. Now Simon's father actually adopted Simon, which is kind of like have a great connection, or kind of ironic, the fact that Simon found Nicola during his traveling. And yeah, it's kind of like cute and adorable. Even though Simon hasn't really adopted Nicola, Nicola would call Simon's father grandfather, which is so adorable. During the travels, of course, they face through a lot of obstacles, challenges, even bandits. And so now Nicola, she doesn't have a lot of power. The only thing she can conjure is this flower thing, and so I guess she's still in training, but she's still very helpful, but at the same time handful, because she's just a very curious girl. And then at the same time, whenever like Simon needs help, she always go find something, to make herself needed or useful. Overall, it's just a big fantasy with a lot of adventure, and they just go through all this different type of journey. And it's also great for Nicola to travel around the demon world, because that this way she can feel comfortable and recognize other things that she would never seen in the human world. And so yeah, she's learning a lot basically. So far they only have 4 volumes, but I can't find some answer whether this manga is done or not. But yeah, so sorry about the bad lighting, because it's nighttime, and of course with daylight savings, sunset is so early. Here's volume 1 and volume 2. I'm gonna do my best sharing the illustration. Now the illustration in this manga is so unique. It has that old fairy tale design into it, and so can't wait to read more of this manga, even though I only have 3 and 4 to go. Again, it's really nice and unique and somewhat different. I really like it. I've been just enjoying looking at it a lot. And so yeah, so I just finished reading this manga called The Essence of Being Amused, volume 2. I read volume 1 quite a while ago. I've been waiting for volume 2 at my library, but it finally was available. And so basically it's about a girl named Miu. She's been struggling getting to an art school, but before that she's taking this preliminary art classes in order to get to this art school. However, she's been struggling with a lot of things, very emotional, and at the same time she has a very low esteem. I think it's because growing out with her mom, the mom didn't really push her to go after her passion. Instead, the mom was very controlling, and then one day she decided to leave home and just live her life the way she wanted. After leaving home, she realized being on her own isn't that simple, which makes it even more difficult for her to focus, beside having a full-time job, also worrying about, what people think about her. She just overthink, in my opinion, and that's why, she has a very low esteem, because she also expects a lot from people, because in this story, people think that she's a people pleaser. Eventually, she does change for the better. She realizes she doesn't want to have all this negative thing about herself. And there are some triggering warning about this story, because she does something to herself. And yeah, she does meet an instructor and kind of told her about her life story about getting into an art school. So she's telling her that, you shouldn't give up, because it took her 4 times to get to an art school. And there are times that she wanted to give up, but, she was willing to keep going because art was her passion. And so now after the story, Mio is very inspired to make some changes and live her life with no regrets, and just keep going no matter what happens, because if art is her passion, she should, keep striving and go for it. And so now there is also another story about a certain person in her life. This guy apparently likes Miu because Miu looks like his mom, and so the story ended sort of that way. And I think the next one is going to talk about his life. And so far, at first it was about Miu and meeting this bartender who kind of let her live in his apartment or place. And now that she meets this instructor that kind of inspired her, and then this boy that likes her. Overall, the story is not bad. I think it's just all about self-acceptance, self-discovery, and it's okay to struggle in life. But if you really love something, you shouldn't give up and just keep going. And if she does fail again, she can keep trying, and don't let age, matters, because as long as she has this passion, it will motivate her to get in. I think one of the biggest thing is that a lot of the art students are very young, and so she's been comparing herself to them. And another thing, comparing is definitely the thief of joy. Never ever compare yourself, because it will really strip away all the passion and joy, of course. And so yeah, looking forward how this series is gonna end, because there's only a total of 3 volumes. It's quite small again, because the last 2 days I have been reading. Work has been just extra long for me, and so it's still nice to read these manga during the week. I had fun. Oh my god, Kowloon was a big surprise. I can't believe I took long to finally meet Nicola, traveling around the demon's world. It was so cute and fantasy, and the rest were really fun as well. Of course, how can I forget Ran Kohashi? I don't have the physical manga. I do have the Japanese manga, which I could have just included here, but that is getting really good. I can't believe I'm almost caught up, but right now I'm just taking my time. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this reading log. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time.